Welcome back, everybody. This is your daily news report, your stimulus check update, your second stimulus check update. And now, yes, of course, we're into a third stimulus check update. The relief package, EIDL PPP 2.0, we talk it all here. It is Monday evening, the 18th. It's a little bit late on the East Coast, about 10:15. You guys on the West Coast, you're just finishing up your dinner. Welcome to the channel, guys. Today was the day that the SBA was supposed to open the portals for the application process to start with EIDL grants. Come along with me. Let's discover what we found out. Welcome back, everybody. I am Edward Bilder. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel tonight. It is late in the evening on Monday, and yes, it was a very frustrating day today because many of us who are tracking EIDL grants and EIDL programs were waiting and anticipating for the SBA to come out with the guidelines today to tell us, who would qualify, what the eligibility looks like, and how we could determine whether or not you were in a low-income area and received the $1,000 to $10,000, and also discuss the opportunity for new grants for new applicants. Well, let's show you what we found out. Guys, to all my loyal subscribers, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're new to the channel, consider becoming a subscriber. When I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick one lucky subscriber to send a $500 stimulus check to. Drop comments down below. Leave more comments if you want to increase your chances of winning. That's all I'm going to say about it. All right. At least somebody is going to deliver you guys a stimulus check. It's going to be right here from Ask Builder. Because right now, the frustration that I have with the SBA is not very good. Okay. So I'm going to take us right out to the SBA's website. I want to show you some things that I'm reading into, walk you through the links of how I followed this realization, and show you what my perception is as to what is actually going on with the $10,000 grants. Let's get into it. Okay, so I head on out to the SBA site, and here under the Small Business Guidance and Loan Resources, this is where you find all the information about the guidance provided by the SBA. Tells you about their content, coronavirus relief options, all sorts of stuff, right? You could go here and read some things if you want. And then it says SBA is currently offering the following funding options: PPP first draw, PPP second draw. We know all this. COVID economic EIDLs, economic injury disaster loans. We know that. Express bridges, stuff for people that are already borrowers, right? And then it says SBA is preparing to offer shuttered venues, operator grants, and targeted EIDL advance limited eligibility. Very specific, right? And then it says previously offered programs. SBA previously offered EIDL advance, no longer available. Okay, you see it here? Targeted advance, limited eligibility, EIDL advance, no longer available. So I'm scratching my head. And I said, yeah, let me see what's going on. So I go up to EIDL and I click into EIDL. Okay. EIDL. Right, outlines the process. And then right there, content, EIDL advance, no longer available. So I clicked on it to drop me down to the content. And it says the EIDL advance does not have to be repaid. Yeah, we know that. Recipients do not have to be approved. Yeah, we know that. The amount of the loan will be deducted from eligibility. Yeah, we know that. Okay. All available funds for the EIDL advance program have been allocated. SBA is not able to issue EIDL advance once the program funding has been obligated and is no longer available. But you can still go out and apply for an EIDL loan. All right, so this was rather alarming to me. Bouncing around the SBA's website, I had to dig into this a bit further, a bit more research, okay, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Everybody's just anticipating that they're going to expect $1,000 grants or all this money to show up based on the fact that CARES Act Round 1 provided EIDL grants as an advance. Well, I went out to CNBC's website, and I'll just read some things to you, okay? It's titled Small Business Owners Can Get a Second PPP, but not this popular COVID era loan. All right. We'll go check out the website. I head into it a little bit further. And it starts out by saying, that may confuse business owners since the $900 billion COVID relief package passed last month and allows some companies to get a second EIDL grant. Reading forward a little bit. It said the CARES Act allowed entrepreneurs to apply for $10,000 grant in money. We all know that, right? Via an EIDL advance, which didn't have to be repaid, and you could take it whether or not, if you didn't accept the loan or if you declined, you still got the grant. Now business owners can get another grant. Lawmakers also lifted the size of the restriction, and eligible entrepreneurs will receive the difference between the $10,000 and their first grant allowance. First-time applicants would be eligible for $10,000. Okay. Applications for the second grant, a targeted EIDL advance, will become available in the coming days. Extra $20 billion was put forth for this measure. So the first $20 billion, it says here, the first $20 billion of grant money ran out in July. That was the original CARES Act, $20 billion. Hard-hit entrepreneurs may be frustrated, yada, yada. Okay. And here it says, titled Lower Income Communities, EIDL grants will only be available to businesses in low-income communities whose revenue dropped 30%. We all know this. And, of course, meets that 20% tract or falls within the 80% median of the county's median statewide household incomes. So this gets me thinking. Now, a lot of people are saying that new applicants will be eligible for $1,000 to $10,000, thinking it's going to be based off the old rules, the $1,000 to $10,000 per employee, etc. Really, there hasn't been a guideline that came out from it. And after looking at the SBA's website and seeing that they only had the targeted advance available, and looking that the EIDL advance is no longer available, so I took my next step and I went out and took a look at the actual act. Okay, so I head out to the official act. I wanted to read the words that Trump signed into law in the actual relief bill. So I just searched on EIDL just to bring me straight into that portion of the act. And under the Targeted Advanced Grant Program, it talks about a covered entity. It starts out by defining who the covered entity is, and it's basically anybody who could apply for a small business, anybody who qualifies under the SBA, and is located in a low community, has suffered 30% loss, and is not more than 300 employees. Right? We all know that. We've talked about this. And then it says entitlement to full amount. In general, subject to the paragraph, the covered entity, after submitting a request, shall receive a total of $10,000 of the CARES Act. So it's from the original CARES Act, you'll get the full $10,000, right? And that could be the balance from the balance of the $9,000. It didn't matter if you were approved. It didn't matter if you accepted it, and the covered entity had or the covered entity has previously received a loan under the section. That means if you already had your loan and you already got your $1,000 advance, that's who they're talking about here. So you would get the balance, the $9,000 balance. But here it goes back to talking about order of priority, and it says first priority will be covered entities as described in the previous section, and then second priority will be anybody new applying. But under eligibility, it still specifies a covered entity for low income. Nobody else. So that means if you're not in the low income section and you received your $1,000, you won't receive anything else. Okay. And if you're not in the low income area and you want to apply for the EIDL loan for the first time, you also won't receive the EIDL advance. This is my perspective on it. This is the way I see it. Primarily because they defined a covered entity, and they defined how much you get, and then they defined the priority. I didn't see anything in there where it said that if you go out and apply for a new loan today, a new EIDL loan today, that you will receive an EIDL grant as well. Nothing said it. So, I want to hear your comments. Let's talk about this further. All right, everybody, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Tell me how you perceive this. What is your perspective on the articles I just read to you and the act and everything that I just read to you? Tell me in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you believe that we are going to receive our $10,000? Do you believe that we're going to receive the balance of our $10,000? Or do you believe that this new program is only targeted for the lower income communities, suffered 30% reduction, and below 300 employees? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. Remember to like, share, pass this message on to other fellow gig workers, small business owners, guys out there with side hustles. Pass this message to everybody you know. It's a very interesting topic now. And we need to get this message spread across the country so that, in fact, if it is available, we're set up for success and we'll be able to go out and get those funds. All right. Thank you all again for joining me. I love you guys all. Everybody who commented and shared, you guys are amazing. And don't forget about the giveaway, $500 when I hit my next 5,000 subscribers. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye for now.